Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Stephanie, and I'm the head of educational content here at Perfectly Spoken. Now, throughout the month of August, I've been live here on social media to tell you a little bit more about what we do at Perfectly Spoken and also to share some live lessons with you so you get a taste of the kind of experience you can enjoy with us at Perfectly Spoken. And that's what I'd like to do today. So at Perfectly Spoken, it doesn't matter what level you are. We have an English course for you. We have courses from A1, that's elementary level, all the way up to C2. Now, C2 is proficiency level. So it doesn't matter what level you are, there is a course for you. Now, these courses are a combination of self-study and live teaching. So on our website, we have different courses of pre-recorded lessons. So you can access these lessons 24/7 whenever you want and how often you want as well. And this is really important because you can follow the courses at your speed, at your own pace. And then in combination with this, we have live teaching. So there's live sessions that you can join in with, which give you valuable practice opportunity. Plus, you can, of course, ask the teacher questions. So if there's something you weren't too sure about, you can ask the teacher any question. And of course, all our teachers are experts and have many, many years of experience. Now, today I'm going to give you a sample of a practice lesson at upper intermediate level. So imagine you've followed the course, you've watched the lesson at your own pace, and after this, you join one of our live sessions. You join the session that corresponds with that lesson that you've watched by yourself. And the topic for this session is going to be food. A nice topic, something we all have an opinion on. So let's get started. And we're going to begin with a discussion. So I'd like you to read the question and type in your answer. So question number 1, how would you describe the food from your country? So think about the typical food from your country. How would you describe this food? Think about some adjectives that you can use. So think about traditional food. How would you describe it? You can type in the chat. Remember, it's important to use the language to activate it. So let me know, how would you describe the food from your country? Question number 2. What type of cuisine do you like to eat? So perhaps you don't actually like the food that's typical in your country. Perhaps you prefer something else. What kind of food do you normally eat? What do you enjoy? What about question number 3? Are you good at cooking? And if so, what's your speciality? What's your go-to dish, your fail-safe dish that you always cook that you know is going to turn out well? What's your speciality? A bit of an interesting one here to think about. How has food, eating and drinking culture changed in the last 20 years? So think about the past. What's changed? Do you think the type of food we eat has changed? Do you think the way we buy food has changed? Do you think nowadays people tend to buy more fast food, more processed food? What do you think? I think here it's also interesting to think about our eating habits. Is it normal in your culture for people still to sit down and share a meal together? Or is it much more eating on the go? So think about the change that's happened in your culture. Zehra saying in the comments, you like Italian cuisine. I think that's likely to be a very popular choice there, Zara. Pizza and pasta. And of course, not just in Italy, all over, globally, many of us enjoy eating Italian cuisine. So let's move on to some vocabulary then. What's the difference? So on this slide, we'll be looking at words that you will have studied in the video lesson. So none of this vocabulary will be new. It's a chance for you to review, to revise, to look at your notes. It's a chance for you to engage with the language. So what do you think the difference between brunch and lunch? They sound similar, don't they? But there is a difference. What do you think? Type your answer into the chat. Hello, Hatar. So the difference between brunch and lunch. Hello, Balvinda. Let's have a look at the answer here. Well, it's connected to timing really, because brunch is a meal that's a combination of breakfast, we get the br, and lunch. We merge and we get brunch. Whereas lunch, of course, is a meal that's eaten around midday. Very good if you got that answer correct. What about number 2? Again, 2 words that sound similar, rare and raw. Now they sound similar, but they're different. What's the difference? Hello, Olia. Very good. Yes, brunch is a late breakfast, so normally eaten at weekends, isn't it? When people have more time. What about rare and raw? Hello, Karwan from Kurdistan. Okay, let's check the answer then for number 2. So the difference here depends on how much the food is cooked or if it's cooked at all. Now, rare means slightly cooked. So you might ask for your steak rare. It means you just want it cooked a little bit. But be careful, it's very different to raw. Raw is uncooked. Absolutely, Olia, very good. Raw is uncooked. So, for example, if you're enjoying some sashimi, it's raw. The fish is not cooked at all. Well done. Let's try another one. A tip and a bill. What's the difference here? Now, these do sound different, don't they, these 2 words? A tip and a bill. They're kind of connected in the sense that they both refer to money, but very different. What's the difference between a tip and a bill? Let's have a look together. So, of course, a tip is money left to say how much you enjoyed the food or the service. So it's usually optional in most countries. You can leave some extra money if you feel you've had a good experience. Of course, the bill is not optional. The bill is how much you have to pay following your meal. So you've enjoyed your meal, you'll be presented with a bill, lists what you've ordered, and yes, you have to pay this. Well done, everybody. Okay, so we're still looking at some vocabulary here. What is it? A small piece of cloth or paper that's used to clean your mouth. Now we've all seen one of these, but what's it called in English? That's what I want to know. Type your answer in the chat. A small piece of cloth or paper used to clean your mouth. The answer is a napkin. And well done if you got that correct. Let's try a similar piece of material, but this time it's much larger and we use it to cover a table. Now, what's this called? Any ideas? Olia, very good for number 1. What about number 2? Now, there's kind of a clue in the description. A large piece of cloth to cover a table, of course, is a tablecloth. Very logical. What about number 3? Instructions for how to prepare a dish. Now, earlier on, I asked if you were good at cooking. If you enjoy cooking, maybe you use one of these. It's the list of instructions that tells you what you need to do, the order you need to do it in. This is a recipe. Notice the pronunciation, recipe. There's 3 syllables here, recipe. Number 4, proof of payment. Now imagine you've paid your bill, so you've paid the money you owe. The restaurant will give you a what to prove that you have paid. Looks similar to number 3, but it's pronounced very differently. So the answer here is a receipt. Again, notice the pronunciation. There's a silent letter there, silent P, receipt. So number 3 is recipe. Number 4 is receipt. Number 5, what do we call food eaten at the end of a meal? So you have your starter, you have your main course, and then at the end, what do we call this? Well, 2 options here. You can either say dessert or pudding. And in the UK, both of these are very common. You have your dessert or you have your pudding. So to finish with, let's practice. I'd like you to choose a word from the previous slides to complete the gaps. Very good, Olia. Number 1, the sauce was so delicious. I asked the chef for the so I can make it at home. What's the missing word here? The sauce was so delicious. I asked the chef for the what? So do you remember the word? The list of instructions for how to make something is the recipe. Very good. Number 2. My sister always asks for her steak well done, but I prefer mine just slightly cooked. Now, what was the word? Meaning just slightly cooked. Igor, hello, very good. Yes, you got the right answer there. What do we think for number 2? Thinking about how well you want your steak cooked. You can have well done, you can have medium, or in this case, rare. Remember, rare means just slightly cooked. Number 3, the service was excellent. So we left a generous what? What's that word? Meaning an amount of money that you can leave if you particularly enjoyed the meal, you thought the service was good. You can leave a tip. Very good if you got that one correct. You can leave a tip. Number 4, I always get together with my friends on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Yep, Igor, you've got it right. Correct. It's a tip. What's number 4, do you think? We had it at the very start. I always get together with my friends for brunch. Remember, brunch is that merge, isn't it, of breakfast and lunch. Very nice to enjoy leisurely at the weekend. Very good, Olia. Number 5. Could I have a clean paper, please? There's a stain on mine. What's this person likely to be asking for? Any ideas here? Could I have a clean paper? Well done. If you remembered, the answer here is napkin. Very good. And we've got one more to finish with. My main course. So remember, we have the different courses. You've got your starter, your main course. My main course was so delicious. I don't think I have room for what? So what was that at the end of your meal? What's that final course called? Olia, very good. And of course, the word or words we're looking for here in number 6, dessert or pudding. Just be careful, dessert is spelt with 2 S's, otherwise it's desert, which of course is something very, very different. So well done. That's just a small taster of what a live practice session looks like. So really valuable time to practice, to use the language from the lesson, and of course, to check with the teacher if there's anything you don't understand. It's also a great way to meet other students who are at the same level, who are also studying and practicing from all around the globe. So I really hope you enjoyed this session with me today. I'm going to be live here again next week at the same time with a different taster to give you a feel of what we offer here at Perfectly Spoken. As I said, I really hope you enjoyed the session and I hope to see you next time. If you do have any questions, please note the email address here. We'd be very happy to hear from you. So that's it for me for today. I will see you same time next week. Goodbye for now.